David Smith here with yet another flipped classroom math video. Today's topic, problem of the week, SubDivvy, the problem statement, and the process. Let's get started. As I mentioned in the introductory video, you'll play with the SubDivvy game, come up with strategies, play it many times back and forth, see if you can figure out how to win every time. Once you've pulled all that information together, then you're going to do a math report, or the problem of the week report. In that report, you'll deal with 4 sections. In this video, I'm going to explain what to put in your problem statement and how to write it, and the same thing for your process. These are the first 2 sections of the report. Let's get started. Okay, the problem statement is a concise, written statement of what the game is, what the goals of the POW are, and how the game is won. So you need to write that in your own words and talk about SubDivvy. Mention how the game goes back and forth, what the rules are. You can divide by any number that goes in evenly except the number itself, and then explain how somebody can win the game. The player that produces 1 is the winner. And then you're going to talk about your strategies. And this is the hard part of the POW. You're asked some questions in the documentation, which I'll share with you shortly. Like, is there a way that a player can win every time? If they go first or if they go second? They're going to ask you to consider all kinds of things like that. So you don't talk about your strategies here. You just mention that you're being asked to produce them. So the problem statement only contains basically the setup for the POW. Don't talk about your strategies. Don't talk about how you win every time. Just talk about those basics of what the problem of the week is. Okay? The second section, the process, explains the kinds of things that you did along the way towards developing your strategies. Again, no strategies in the process. You say things like, well, the first thing we did is we read the instructions. Then with my partner, we played the game a bazillion times. And we started noticing things about the numbers, about how I could manipulate the game to make sure that I won, what to look for. Don't talk about the strategies themselves, just talk about the kinds of things you did while you found them. You also want to mention things like, I couldn't figure this out. So I asked my friend, Bob, or Joe, and he gave me some hints. Or he even told me the best way to win this game is this certain thing. You can also ask your teacher. Your teacher might give you some hints and help along the way. Just make sure you give credit where it's due. So if you don't mention any help received, then the assumption is that you figured it out all by yourself. Most of us feed back on each other and get help. So mention that, talk about that. But again, no strategies, no solutions in the process. Just the kinds of things you did around the POW in order to solve it. That's all I've got for now. Please give me a like down below or subscribe.